Yes, YouTube, what are we saying? So today I'm going to be talking about how to run the correct reverse dieting phase. So first of all, what is a reverse dieting phase? It's a phase that you have to follow, or you don't have to follow it, but it's a phase you follow when coming out of your calorie deficit. So you finish your cut, you've got lean for the summer, you've got six pack, you've got obliques, you're looking pretty fucking shredded. What should I do now? So that's where we perform a reverse dieting phase. And it isn't just, oh, back onto eating 4,000 calories and getting fat. There is a process behind it. So I'm going to show you how to follow it correctly. So nutrition, first of all, we don't just go straight into a surplus, we just go into a maintenance. So obviously you might find that your weight might increase by 2-3 kilos, especially if you've got really lean in the first couple of weeks. But what you want to do is increase your calories by 200, I'd say, put you back onto like a maintenance phase before you start pushing food up again. And every time you increase your calories, what I want you to do is weigh yourself daily if you're a male, and then twice a week if you're a female. Weigh yourself daily, and once your weight stalls, right? So let's say your weight got increased to 73 kilograms, it stayed at 73 kilograms for the last week or two. Then you come in and then you increase the calories by about 150 to 200 calories, and you mostly increase the carbohydrates if you're a female. It would make more sense potentially to increase those dietary fats as well. Keep the fruit and veg high. Your hunger is still going to be there, right? To stop you binging, you still want to feel somewhat full after your meals. So we want to keep fruit and veg still very high. I would recommend, personally, 1 kilogram of fruit and veg per week, right? It's just a lot. However, people want to talk about the macronutrients, the carbs, protein, fats, but I guarantee you if your micronutrients is on point as well, not only will you be full for longer, but you'll feel better as well. And also as well, I guarantee you're going to sleep better, and your training sessions are going to be at a higher quality as well. And then limit off-plan meals once per week. So if you're already in a 200 calorie surplus, right, that's 1,400 calories surplus across the whole week. If you add an extra 2,000 calories on top of that, right, that can shorten your bulk by another 2, 3, 4 weeks, which could be another 2, 3, 4 weeks of growing, right? So if you take the piss of off-plan meals, you could turn a 10-month bulk into a 6-month bulk. 4 months less to being in a surplus, building as much muscle as you can, and you don't want that. So training, obviously realistically your intensity should be near enough the same throughout each phase, unless you're getting to photo shoot condition or like a bodybuilding show. Then we'd have to look at not taking the piss 1, 2, 3 weeks out. So the first one, potentially you go into a new program change. Let's say you've ran the same program for 6 months, you've done a dieting phase, you can always think about changing it slightly towards weak points, or just mixing it around. There's nothing wrong if you followed a good program for the last 6 months and you want to make things a little bit different based on weak points or based on the fact that you want something new, nothing wrong with that. As long as you actually stay consistent with it, you're not chopping and changing every month. Also, what you can always do is increase the volume as obviously you increase the calories, because when you have more carbohydrates, you have more fuel for your sessions. So what you can do to help fuel those sessions is to also increase the volume, which can also lead to more gains, especially if you really want to focus on like a certain muscle group that you want to build up on. Then, new lift goals. Take that mindset away from looking good to now improving your strength. Right, this phase is all about getting strong. Still somewhat keeping your abs, right? But you want to put more focus on how can we build as much muscle as possible, which is going to come down to setting out new lift goals. Right, mindset. You're going to be hungrier. Like, trust me, especially if you've got shredded, like especially when you start eating more food again, you have the occasional off-plan meal, there is going to be times that you're going to be fucking starving. And trust me, I've been there, right? And I didn't have a coach when I did my reverse dieting phase, right? And there was the occasional time I used to binge, right? Just accept the fact that you are going to be hungrier, and that's normal, right? But you've got to still hold yourself to a high standard. Switch goals. So take the mindset away from looking good to now building as much muscle as you can and building as much strength as you can, because this phase is all about creating more muscle tissue and building as much muscle as you physically can. Get back in the horse if you do binge, right? Don't let one bad day turn into a few bad weeks, right? You fuck up, okay, cool. Like, acknowledge the fact that you fucked up. Do not beat yourself up. Then what you do is, okay, what can I do next time to make sure it doesn't happen again? And let's just get back to it. Because if you just throw off your whole week, again, you're just wasting away progress. Embrace the change. So I get this with more of my female clients. They see a bit of body fat come on. Oh, I'm getting fat. Oh, I'm getting fat. No, relax, right? It's all in your head, right? As long as you're just gaining a small amount of weight gradually, it's all in your head. Embrace the fact that your body is going to change, but it's all for a good purpose. And then still keep your standards high. So when you're cutting, right, you tend to have a higher standard. You go out and eat less, you tend to do more cardio, you have better routine, right? Because you've got to fit more in terms of your cardio training, etc. So don't let those standards drop just because you're in a surplus, which is very easily done. So to get the best results on your bulk, you still got to keep the standards high. You still got to follow a good meal plan. You still don't go crazy too many times because it can shorten your bulk. So you want to keep the standards high just to make sure that you get the best results. And I'm sure you're watching this, want the best fucking results. I've actually created a free 20-minute training on this that I sent to my clients. So if you want that, feel free to comment below the word macros and I'll send it across. But if you have got to the end of this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I shall see you lot in a bit.